Yeah, I kind of started out definitely behind the eight ball. I um, had it rough right from the get-go. The doctors actually encouraged my parents not to go forward with the pregnancy and terminate it. They said I would never walk or talk. I'd be a vegetable for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't have any quality of life at all. So they decided that the best thing for my parents to do would be just to terminate the pregnancy. But um, fortunately, the good Christians that they are, they decided that it didn't matter what challenges I was going to have. They wanted to move forward and see what the Lord had in store for us. And I was probably about 5 months old is when we discovered that I had hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. And it's a condition, if it's not treated, it's fatal. So I had my first brain surgery at 5 months old. Relatively normal, childhood. Developed asthma in high school, and actually at 13, the shunt, which is what they put in my head to drain the excess fluid, it goes down to my heart, and it had failed, and there were a bunch of other complications, and it looked like I wasn't going to make it, and they actually brought the family in before the surgery because it really wasn't looking good, and made it through that surgery, and didn't really have any other issues with that. To date, I just had my 28th surgery. I've had 14 brain surgeries. I'm completely deaf right now. I just recently had two cochlear implants implanted to help with me as far as being able to hear, and it's innate. I still struggle with it, but I try and look at it just from a standpoint of it's like the devil is going to do whatever he can, like I said earlier, physically to try and bring me down. So I'm going to do my best to stick it to him and to prove to him that that's not going to happen. And so every situation that I go through now, I try and look at it from a standpoint of what can I do. Obviously, if the Lord's going to let me go through this surgery, there's a good probably maybe a nurse or a doctor or a volunteer that's going to come in that's right on the edge. It's really struggling. So what can I do to reach out, to plant a seed, to give them some hope and give them some encouragement, and to kind of turn the tables on the devil, because he's used everything against me, but the only thing he's done is increase my testimony. Well, I can't control the situation that I'm in. I can't control the surgeries that I'm going to have, but I can control how I'm going to react to it. And so what I try, like I said earlier, I try and turn the tables and just look for ways to just to encourage someone, because people, everybody knows I'm Christian. They're looking at me, and they're looking to see how I'm reacting in that situation. And could I just go in a corner and woe is me, and oh, this sucks, and oh, that's not fair, and would I have an excuse just to say forget it and hang it up? Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. The Lord wouldn't do that. It's all about relentless forward motion, just putting one foot in front of the other and do whatever you can to keep on moving forward, because I know that the Lord's got my back. And He is not going to allow me to go through anything that He hasn't already given me the tools to deal with it. So all I have to do is trust and know that He is there. He's going to get me through it. This is just a season. And so I'm going to look to see what I can do to bring some good from it. I try and live life to the fullest. I've got I'm really interested in running and martial arts are probably the two biggest. Also open water swimming. I've got a black belt in Taekwondo, black belt in Tang Soo-do, purple belt in Haedong Gum-do, which is Korean sword art. I've run, the last ultramarathon I ran was at 12 hours. So I started running at 8 p.m. on December 31st and ran until 8 a.m. on January 1st, and covered 55 miles. And so I've run a few ultra marathons, and it's just something that I really enjoy, and it gives me an opportunity to reach out to folks and to let them hear my story, and hopefully encourage, and like I said earlier, plant a seed. I tell people I squeeze ultra marathons in between brain surgeries. Everything, it's worship. It's a worship experience, and you said that I am blessed, and so he has gifted me with some talents and some abilities in the athletic field. So every time before a run, before a race, the first thing I'm going to do is thank him for giving me the opportunity to be there and to use that as a worship experience. I mean, the whole time I'm praising the Lord because he's given me the ability to be out there regardless of all the junk that I've been through.